Hi, Mary. This is Zach Custer, and I was reading through your post, and I just wanted to comment on a couple of things because uh, one of the themes that I kind of came up with for the videos you discussed briefly in your last paragraph, but I want to kind of chronologically look at your post before I just kind of start backwards at your last paragraph. But I thought it was interesting that you had discussed kind of the revelation of prison ministry, and Sandra Christmas also, kind of highlighted a few things for me that I hadn't thought about in a very long time. There's a man by the name of Dan Duquette who I went to school with in my divinity program, and he is a chaplain for a very large prison ministry. And I had the privilege of really speaking with him, and honestly, that was the time that my eyes were open to prison ministry, and not just the benefits of the prison ministry, but honestly, just the hardships of prison ministry, the issues that are involved in that, and how um, just how difficult that life is, and these people are so broken, and they live and breathe in a system that just beats them down every day, reminding them of their past mistakes. Um, that in and of itself is almost unfathomable to think about. You talked about how in Benny Ray's video, and also Jay's video, um, kind of about the outside influences. In Benny's video, it was the secular counseling. I discussed that in my post as well, how the secular counselor kind of devalued family. Um, and honestly, I think that this is a common thread in a lot of secular, um, I don't want to say necessarily secular ideology, but a lot of secular angles. Um, when we're looking at biblical concepts through unbiblical eyes, we're going to see a lot less value in them. And family is one of those things. Benny talked about this in her marriage. And look at our world today. Marriage is very, very much devalued. It's almost revalued. It's revalued to look more like a high school relationship that you can, kind of pick and choose when you want to be a part of it and not, and when you don't. Um, Marriage is no longer sacred. Marriage is no longer um, important, and the reason is because it is devalued. It's devalued through secular eyes. Uh, Jay Wilson had discussed about how um, you know addiction hurt the family, and how family's involvement in that, and you had talked about how counselors need to take into consideration uh, the families that clients that are coming out of addictions or through addictions, the families are going through. And I should have put that in my post, because that families was a theme that I saw throughout many of the videos. It's just not that aspect of families. It's what are the families going through. I didn't put that in there. I discussed about how, like Bill and Smith had Bill Smith and Jane Smith had talked about how family support groups were such an important thing in the life of a military family. And Benny had talked about some of her decision making was halted because of the family, and that Jay's family was the cause of his addiction with his father leaving. And hospice had discussed about how they wanted to give the family breaks. So but you had highlighted for me a great thing there, was that families suffer too. And as counselors, we need to be mindful of that. So thank you so much for your insights. Thank you for your very well articulated post. And God bless until we meet again.